Change. Try again. As a true Dominican, I really think we could make it. But as a people, we have to learn to commit. The journey ahead will never be smooth and sweet. But as an ambitious nation, we have to be upbeat. I know we have done it before, so we can do it again. All the pain we've endured, but pride we have to maintain in order to create a better world. Every living soul has to play their role. We have an opportunity to change things around, an opportunity to change things, an opportunity to make Dominica strong. We have an opportunity to change things around, an opportunity to change things, an opportunity to make Dominica strong. We got to stamp out the devil, stamp out all evil, jealousy, not by me, certainly. We got to stamp out greediness, stamp out wickedness, jealousy, not by me, certainly. Tomorrow is the first day. The rest of our lives, let's make tomorrow the first day of the rest of our life. We have an opportunity to change things around, an opportunity to change things, an opportunity to make our country strong. Change. I remember the love and unity that we once shared. Starting from the home, the children would be prepared. Goodness was a daily part of our living. This society would be part of our children upbringing. We used to eat everything we grow and grow everything we eat. But smiling faces would glow and the people were really discreet. We need to go back to where we were. Otherwise we'll witness things we never seen before. We have an opportunity to change things around, an opportunity to change things, an opportunity to make Dominica strong. We have an opportunity to change things around, an opportunity to change things, an opportunity to make Dominica strong. We got to stamp out the ugly, stamp out cruelty, jealousy, not by we, certainly. We got to fight hypocrisy, all conspiracy, jealousy. All right, folks, that is where I want to say a special greetings and welcome each and every one of you, be it you're in Dominica, the region, or further afield. Let me say a special greetings and welcome to all of you. It's already 4 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Welcome to the program called Civic Vibes each and every Sunday here on that space, social media, that is. We are on Facebook, streaming live on Facebook, also on YouTube and on Twitter as well. And so the many of you already here, thank you, greetings, and welcome. We have a very interesting, a very packed program for you this evening. Without further ado, let me move across to my brother Alvin Thomas and say hi and hello. Alvin, good afternoon to you, my brother.
Yes, good afternoon, Lofty, my brother. How you doing this evening?
Very well indeed.
Yeah, I see you were following me in the color of your shirt, man. Who was following you? Huh?
Well, I dressed before you, Alvin, so most likely.
I was about to say great minds think alike. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm doing fine, man. It's good to see you again. Another program. I know last Sunday was Mother's Day, and we had to devote that time to all the beautiful mothers and the women in our lives. You know, without them, we can't do much, you know, Lofty. They are a pillar. So I'm happy to see someone like Marceline Edwards here this evening, a pillar for women, and all our many folks who have already logged in already. It's a pleasure to have you guys. As you said, we have a very packed program this afternoon. And with not much ado, just want to say pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is, and let's have a conversation.
As a true Dominican, I really.
All right. Yes, Alvin, thank you very much for your opening salvo here in terms of your remarks. That is a song we're starting off the program with from Joy Stout, a very young, industrious, and an enterprising young lady in Dominica. She entitled this one, Opportunity for Change. And yes, how we seek a change in Dominica, indeed. Folks, we have this program for you, cut it up. Maslin Edwards, Mrs. Maslin Edwards, she's already here and ready to go. She's going to tell you everything that you need to know about this art expo that is happening this time around. And so, Maslin Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend. How are thou?
Well, Lofty, I am doing great. Thank you for asking. And a pleasant good evening to you. And to Alvin as well. Pleasant good evening. Good evening, everyone connected to this Civic Vibes program. Whether you are listening in the diaspora or our beautiful nature isle that I love so dearly, I must say, I bring warm greetings on behalf of the 28 artists and crafters from the headquarters of the Dominican Diaspora Art and Crafts Expo in New Jersey from the 767 platform. So, Laughters, thank you for having me on this Civic Vibes program to promote our third Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts Expo, which will be held on Saturday, June 8th, 2024. I want to say that Creole breakfast will be available from 8 a.m., but the expo officially begins at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Indeed. Maslin, it's a pleasure to have you on board. You're no stranger to us in Dominica, and so it's always a pleasure to hearing from you, and more so this afternoon, seeing you. Yes?
Yes, well, thank you.
Indeed.
It's always a privilege whenever I get an opportunity as this to present the good things that we have been doing in the diaspora.
True.
And
thank you.
Thank you for your platform, Laughters. You know, I really appreciate being on with you guys this afternoon for us to talk about our expo. Indeed. When I say our, I talk about the 767 Dominican community.
Indeed. Talking about Art Expo and promotion, let's take an ad or the ad for that Arts and Craft Expo that is about to happen in just a while. And so Maslin Edwards will sort of put much more flesh on it as we move across in just a bit. Let's do that ad, and we'll be right back in just a bit to get the conversation going here.
We ready? Yeah. Dominicans, are you ready? The third annual Dominican Diaspora Exposé Arts and Crafters in collaboration with 767 Creations ME presents a cultural infusion of Dominica sound and food industry and a market day with a difference. Music by DJ Falcon and legendary Golden Drum Award winner, the one and only Levi Super L Low Black. On the 8th of June 2024, Creole breakfast will be served from 8 a.m. and the cultural exposure will start from 10 a.m. till at 767 Diversant Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey. Yes, people, the official buzz of the Nature Isle. Dominican Diaspora caterers will be displaying and marketing their own local-made products of arts and crafts, books and paintings, hair and body products. Dress up in your Creole wear to support your Dominican Diaspora Creole community. The Dominican Diaspora nurses will be doing blood pressure checks and peep talks. Lots of local foods and drinks. Cane juice will be squeezed right there on the spot. Live stream by TDN Caribbean Radio. Sponsored by Rules Catering. 1347-994-5580. Well and Smoke Meats. 1-845-232-6202 and 767 Creations ME. For more information, call 862-248-9758. Remember to dress up in a Creole style. It's a cultural extravaganza. I ain't that boy, I ain't that.
Oh my God.
Yes, indeed, folks. It's a cultural extravaganza, as the ad said. Alvin, I know you'd want to be there, but Marceline is there to share some thoughts as to what is to come. Let's move across to Marceline in terms of her opening statements and putting more meat on that discussion as we move across. Marceline, again, welcome and greetings.
Thank you. Thank you, Lefters. Well, Lefters, let me take this opportunity first to acknowledge our sponsors, Wayland Smoke Meats and Roots Catering Services, as we heard in the ad. I want to acknowledge Levi Super L Low Black in Canada, who will be the headliner of the expo, DJ Falcon, the chef who is Roots Catering Services in Brooklyn, New York. And this is the man behind the Creole, all the Creole, tasty food, the callaloo, the crab and callaloo, the crab backs, and the big pot of smoked meat broth. You just name it, a lot more. And I don't want to give away everything because I would like people to come out to the expo and come and taste and see what we have. I want to acknowledge Anthony Drigo of TDN Radio, and of course, Ivona and Nigel Francis of DBS Radio Connecting the Dots, who gave us, quite a bit of exposure. And this year, Alex Bruno will also be part of the media detail, the Know Your Culture group. And we have other dancers who will be giving us a performance. And of course, the Dominica diaspora nurses, as we saw in the ad, they are here to take our blood pressure checks and, give us some pep talks on the different illnesses or diseases that really plague our Dominican and society. And of course, we have an insurance corner, and we have an insurance personnel who is going to come in and, talk to us about, the need for life insurance, especially to cover last-minute expenses, because we all know of those GoFundMes. Those things have been going out of style when we can, do a little thing just to curb it. All we have to do is sign that paper with the pen, and there it is. We have created enough wealth that can take care of our last-minute expenses. And of course, the artists, the authors, the artists and crafters, and our first Dominican diaspora North American farmer who has given the expo a market day with a different flavor. She comes on the name of, I think it's Glamour Farms or something like that. I don't want to, but I think if she's on the live, she will probably write, the correct name of her business. And we also have a Dominican vendor this year who is bringing, the stuffed roasted breadfruit and the dasheen and the bread nuts and the fish from Dominica, as well as, we're gonna have the cane juice and the organic guavas, the soursop, everything. You're going to get it at this expo. Someone is even going to bring in like homegrown celeries and cabbage and stuff like that. So it comes with a different twist, a different style. It's the market day with a difference. So yes.
Marceline, I saw somebody, it's not tripping, you saw somebody punch a name here, Glamorous Acres Farm. Is that it?
Yes, that's the name of it. That's why I told you she will give the correct name of her business. And yeah, so those vendors are bringing in all of that. And of course, we have our authors who have written books. They have, poetry books. They have, you just name it. And you have, well, we have seen some of the tables in the ad already. with all sorts of things you can think about. And that speaks about the creativity of our Dominican people. So yes, I acknowledge all of them who will be part of this expo. And I greet every one of them who are here, part of this life. I greet you with also salivating taste buds, because who can't salivate on the roasted, the stuffed roasted breadfruit lofty? And you're going to get that thing, breadfruit from Dominica. So
yeah, that's a delicacy by itself right there.
Yes, yes, yes. And given the fact what we get in the stores here, it's the cousin, the some family member of the breadfruit, but most of the times it's just not the same. So yes, this expo comes with a bang, comes with everything that we expect in a market day with a difference.
Indeed. Just before I ask Alvin to pitch in here, someone is asking here, Maslin, how could I take part next year? I am already too late for this year.
I want to ask the person what makes them too late. If you have a product, if your product is ready, then you can contact me at 862-248-9758, because sometimes I always tell myself, as long as you have the will, you can do it. I know we are just 3 weeks away, but I know some people have been working on their craft. They have been working on products. They have all sorts of products that they can make a table. As long as you can make a table, as long as you can, present something, you can come with a presentation, then of course, the expo is opened up for you. And having said that, I want to say, if anybody has a craft and they really, really want to participate in the expo, then you have until, maybe up to Wednesday. I can extend it until Wednesday. But so far, we have 28 registered participating vendors. So it's a big thing we have in, according to Paulkins Douglas. We have in a big thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, Maslin, thank you very much indeed. Much food for thought going in just for Alvin Thomas. Any thoughts from you?
Yeah, certainly. Maslin, you want to give your number again in case the person is listening?
Okay, the number is 862-248-9758.
Okay. All right. I hope
Thank you.
All right. Well, first of all, let me begin by complimenting and congratulating Maslin and her team on such a wonderful initiative. Many times you hear the talk when those of us in the diaspora try to make a contribution in some shape or form, whether it's verbal, whether we send them something or whatever. Folks tend to believe, well, we're kind of out of order. Or you up there doing your thing, you have no say, no business in what's happening back home. And here is a perfect example of what we, people from in the diaspora from Dominica is doing. So I really want to compliment and congratulate you and your team on what I would say it's a fantastic initiative. I really wish I could be there myself. As we speak, we ourselves as having, as you know, Atlanta Carnival is next weekend. And a group of Dominicans, we are doing something in Atlanta on the 24th. Being this year, Dominica is the island that's been recognized this year for Atlanta Carnival. So we're all excited about that. But yes, Maslin, I think that's a great initiative. You said this is your third year.
Yes.
And just let me ask maybe a double question, if one may put it this way. What led to that initiative? And how do you see from last year to this year, or from year one to this year, in terms of its growth, and what led to the initiative? Because I want to extend that further. I know it's still young, you're still in its early stages, 3 years, but do you see that something that can be replicated in other parts of the US?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Alvin. if I may give a little history of the Dominican Diaspora Art Expo, I want to say it is my brainchild on this Civic Vibes program. It is my brainchild, and it was founded on June 26, 2021, during the long hibernation of COVID-19 lockdowns, because we all remember, it is not too distant, what the era of 2020 brought on this world. It brought, the COVID-19 pandemic, and it brought a lot of lockdowns, and people were hibernating all the time. But as you all know, that a lot of free time was available, and and that free time, people use that free time to tap into the dormant networks of new skills and talents and creativity. So while most people were hibernating to remain safe from the pandemic, their brains were at work. As a result, new ideas emerged with new business models that propelled into fruition. And of course, we have seen a plethora of new homegrown businesses and new homegrown entrepreneurs and business operating, home-based businesses. And this is how the Dominican Arts and Craft Expo was birthed, really. And during the expo months, while we were in lockdown, it became so lonely and depressing, and you couldn't wait for the world to open up, where we could go out and we could see, other people, other Dominicans, because that really, really, really puts a hit on our socializing. And as I live in the state of New Jersey. As the state of New Jersey was opened up, for business, and I said, what could I do? What can I do to connect with our Dominican people? Because I love working with my Dominican people. I always say the Dominican people have been my raw material, and I can't I I can't say I don't like working with them. I love working with them. So a lot of times you hear, especially in the US, me with Dominicans, I don't want to, if I see a Dominican coming, I will no. If I see a Dominican, I'll run to the Dominican, and because I just love working with my people. And that is how it began. I thought of a way where we could, converge on one platform where we could, bring our creativity, we could bring our production, we could bring our skills, we could bring our talents, and we could promote it, market it, and brand it on that one platform. And the world knows by now that my address is 767. So I felt that that tied in well with what I wanted to do, and that's the reason I call it the 767 platform. And the name serves it's a dual name. It's the 767 platform, and it is the home of the Dominican Diaspora Arts and Crafts Expo. It is where, if you have that 767 chip in your gut, you can take your production when we have an expo, and come and market it. We can all come together, we can support each other economically, socially, and culturally on one platform. And that is what the expo is all about. It's about our productivity. It's about our culture, because we came from that culture where we saw our parents build things and do things. So we come from that self-reliance culture. And because of that, a lot of us learned things, or we have talents. We developed those talents from what we learned from our parents. Take, for example, I bring to my table, the Creole ware and the tête cassée. I have improvised the tête cassée. So I have a new type of tête cassée that I am marketing. Among other things, I have created that cummerbund, that women's cummerbund. And at the beginning, it was more or less to accessorize the Creole wear. but people started asking for more and more. And I ventured into other areas, other than what I wanted to. And at the first expo, I did not have a table. And I had Shirley Allen asked me to sew a skirt for her. So when she saw the skirt, she said, "Maslin, you mean you can sew so well and you did not have a table at the expo?" So I kind of felt, well, okay, next expo I will participate. So the second expo, that was the time I really came out and I created 767 Creations. And I am also a participant in the expo. So I come with my own creativity together with the other 27 crafters who have registered for that expo. And
All right.
yes, go ahead.
Yes, yeah, Maslin, thank you very much indeed in terms of the history and the success stories so far. We are running out of time though, when we're having fun or having that very informative program, time really flies fast. And so we have to sort of moving on here. Let us just play that ad for those of you coming in right now one more time, and then we'll get Maslin to sort of chime in thereafter with a sort of wrapping up comments of what is to come. Marie, that's cultural extravaganza, as the ad said. Let's do that ad one more time, people.
Dominicans, are you ready? The third annual Dominican Diaspora Expose Arts and Crafters in collaboration with 767 Creations ME presents a cultural infusion of Dominica sound and food industry and a market day with a difference. Music by DJ Falcon and legendary Golden Drum Award winner, the one and only Levi Super L Low Black. On the 8th of June 2024, Creole breakfast will be served from 8 a.m. and the cultural exposure will start from 10 a.m. till at 767 Diversant Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey. Yes, people, the official buzz of the Nature Isle. Dominican Diaspora caterers will be displaying and marketing their own local-made products of arts and crafts, books and paintings, hair and body products. Dress up in your Creole wear to support your Dominican Diaspora Creole community. The Dominican Diaspora nurses will be doing blood pressure checks and peep talks. Lots of local foods and drinks. Cane juice will be squeezed right there on the spot. Live stream by TDN Caribbean Radio, sponsored by Rules Catering. 1347-994-5580. Well and Smoke Meats 1845-232-6202 and 767 Creations FE. For more information, call 862-248-9758. Remember to dress up in a Creole style. It's a cultural extravaganza. I in that, boy, I in that.
Yes, folks, and we all want you guys to be in that as well. Maslin, most likely we may have to, bring you back here to finish up the presentation in terms of, what is to come. We realize half an hour is way too little time, but we have another guest standing by. And as you know, we first say at Civic Vibes, time is time. So Maslin, the opportunity now to just sort of bring the program to a wrap, just drive home some points as we about to bring it down to a wrap in just a bit.
Yes, thank you, Lofty. There is still a strong need to collaborate with other groups and organizations. So we are trying to do that, and it is one of the many goals that the Diaspora Art Expo group has, is to take the expo, to other cities in the US. So to answer that question that Alvin asked earlier, and what I would like to say is that from the first expo to the second, we have grown in numbers, we have grown in strength, and this expo, this number three, the third expo, it's going to be the biggest of all the expos, and I am asking that that we all diasporans, once you are available, once you put the dates on your calendar. and coming down to 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey on the 8th of June. And we are going to have a good time. And most of all, we'll be supporting our local entrepreneurs. And the products are good. Our products are good, and we have organic products made from cocoa and stuff like that. So what we are asking is that you just come on down, because this in itself, it is not just helping our Dominica diaspora entrepreneurs here, but it is also helping the small businesses in Dominica. In the last expo, there are small businesses that benefited significantly from this expo. And of course, we are still looking to do some more work with them, because that in itself has created or it has fostered an economic bridge between Dominican suppliers and US-based Dominican producers. Some of the products are sourced from Dominica, and of course, it is each one help one. And this expo, it has a lot. It is a packed expo, and we have the people we have lined up for the expo just coming together to make a full program for the expo, where our patrons can benefit 100%. It's just amazing. And this expo is here to stay, and it will continue collaborating with other groups. Yes, I have spoken to a group in Houston, and they're trying to see if they could send a representative to the expo. And we spoke about some some expo future business. So of course, I am looking forward to that. We are looking forward to that, and we are asking everybody to turn out, because this is not just for a few people. This in itself is branding us as Dominicans, branding our products, showcasing ourselves, because we are industrious. We are doing things here. So it is open to all Dominican diaspora artists and crafters, and anyone with a product, anyone who has a product. I would urge them to call me, and let's see how we can squeeze you in, so that you can participate on the 767 platform. So thank you very much, Loftus. I thank you for the privilege to be here this afternoon, and let's go forward together.
Let's go forward
in
together.
unity.
Yes, indeed.
Because
All
the
right,
expo, the theme of the expo, it says, "United we grow."
United we grow.
Yes.
All right, Marceline Edwards, thank you very, very much indeed for gracing us with your presence right here on
Thank you.
Civic Vibes space here this evening. We always
Thank you.
appreciate you, Marceline Edwards, and the
Thank you.
contribution that you continue to make for country and your country people. Thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you. Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you
Marceline,
very
all
much,
the best.
Lofty.
Good luck.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Alvin.
All right, folks, as we close up this segment 1 with Marceline Edwards, let's play that advertisement one more time, and then we get into segment 2.
Dominicans, are you ready? The 4th annual Dominican Diaspora Exposé Arts and Crafters, in collaboration with 767 Creations ME, presents a cultural infusion of Dominica sound and food industry, and a market day with a difference. Music by DJ Falcon and legendary Golden Drum Award winner, the one and only Levi Super L Low Black, on the 8th of June 2024. Creole breakfast will be served from 8 a.m. and the cultural exposure will start from 10 a.m. till at 767 Stuyvesant Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey. Yes, people, the official buzz of the Nature Isle. Dominican diaspora caterers will be displaying and marketing their own local made products of arts and crafts, books and paintings, hair and body products. Dress up in your Creole wear to support your Dominican diaspora Creole community. The Dominican diaspora nurses will be doing blood pressure checks and peep talks. Lots of local foods and drinks. Cane juice will be squeezed right there on the spot. Live stream by TDN Caribbean Radio, sponsored by Rules Catering. 1347-994-5580. Well and Smoke Meats. 1845-232-6202 and 767 Creations FE. For more information, call 862-248-9758. Remember to dress up in a Creole style. It's a cultural extravaganza. I ain't that boy, I ain't that.
Oh my God.
Boomba. Security is man's first priority, for nothing is more important than feeding the people, and it's agriculture that makes everything else possible. So how then can it be in this agricultural country? My government looks down on the farming community and places its emphasis on the tourism industry.
All right, Dominicans, thank you very, very much indeed. And those of you further afield looking on and watching, and welcome to the second segment on Civic Vibes this evening. It's already 6:37, and that is where we're going to shift the conversation just a bit. As we just heard from Marcelin Edwards a while ago, we're going to talk to a very industrious young man from Mon Prosper area out of Dominica, 767 Dominica, representing here, brother Davidson Timothy, an entrepreneur / farmer by profession. And folks, yes, we're going to have an agricultural based / farmer conversation this evening with this young, enterprising young brother indeed. This one done by brother Pat Aaron. I call him the Calypso Maestro.
We must go back to the soil.
And sang by this brother Soul Poos out of Marigot.
Go back to the soil.
And yes, back to the soil we must go in order to see Dominica's economy become where it has to be in 2024. Without much delay, let me move across now and say hi and hello.
I'm so glad.
Davidson Timothy, how are you?
Civic Vibes.
Good evening, Lofty. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you hear me clearly?
All right, Marcelin Edwards, you are still there, and we are hearing you. Marcelin, are you there? Can you mute and exit, Marcelin? We are hearing everything that you're saying. All right, thank you very much. All right, indeed. Brother Timothy, thank you very much. A little technical glitch here. We're hearing Marcelin and not you. Yes.
That's
welcome
okay.
on board again.
Thank you very much, Lofty. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Thomas. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Boy, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh my God. When Lofty talk about Davidson Timothy, I say, wait a while now. I know the name rings a bell, you know. I think I know this person, but you know, some folks name. Man, how you doing?
That's it. It's been a long time. We go way back JCI days, you know?
Yes, way back, man. Many years. Good.
Way back, old school.
Yes. I'm happy to see you, man.
Thank you, my brother. You look well. You look well.
That's what JC's does.
That's what JC's does. That's right.
Well, I don't know who I'll be sending that. I don't know who I'll be sending that fee to, either Davidson or Alvin. For that reconnection, as it were.
How much will you take it?
There's a reconnection fee involved here.
I'm always excited when I see folks that I was able to give a little mentorship on what they are today.
That's
man.
right. That's right. That's
True.
right.
True.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
It's called sowing a seed, right?
Yes.
And yes,
So
we're
in
about
that
to
seed,
sow. We're about to sow many seeds here this afternoon, right here.
yes,
But
my brother.
Brother Timothy, again, welcome to Civic Vibes. First time being here. We want to make you feel welcome. We want to make you feel comfortable. There are a number of folks listening on and watching you as we speak. So just by way of introduction, can you just give the listening public an idea just who Brother Davidson Timothy is?
Well, Lofty, again, thank you for this opportunity here on your platform of Civic Vibes and Mr. Thomas. You know, I am humbled to have the privilege to share this platform with you all today. You fine gentlemen, especially in a time like this, and speaking about agriculture. So good afternoon to all the many viewers all over, near and far. And we are here today to share with anyone who's interested on where we are as a people. My name again is Davidson Timothy. I'm from the community of Mount Prosper. And farming is my life. I mean, I've been born into farming. I made a decision to stay in it. And I don't just see farming as something that I just earn a living in terms of the direct dollar. I see farming as a business, you know. So my take on farming is everything. Farming is life, you know. So I'm happy to be here today to share with the many viewers near and far in my viewpoint and how I see farming and how it pertains to we as individuals, as young individuals, especially we as Dominica and on a whole today. So thank you, Lofty.
Yes, indeed. All right, Brother Timothy, thank you again. And so welcome on behalf of the many folks listening and watching. Welcome on board. You made mention of your love for farming in your opening statement, Brother Timothy. Let me just ask you, why farming?
Farming is everything. Farming is life. Farming comes in many different facets. And from my experience of farming, what you think of water, you think of your food and your vegetables, you think of your meat, you think of your beans, the whole diet is farming. I mean, there's no way we cannot escape farming. Farming is life. So if there is no farming, there's no life, you know? So I mean, we tend to take the word farming and agriculture lightly, but in my opinion, from experience, when there's no agriculture, there's no life. Well, farming is everything. No matter how you look at it, farming is everything. Our pharmacies, everything. So whether you don't want to eat the food for the medicine, again, it goes back to scripture. So farming is everything. Agriculture is everything.
I know.
And it says it clearly in the intro song, right?
True.
And back to the soil. And then I think we need to really go back to the soil.
Indeed. All right, just before Alvin Thomas chimes in here on the conversation, people, let me just give you an idea of the topic you should know right about now based on the trend of the conversation. So far, we are having this conversation about the importance of farming / agriculture to our country, Dominica. And so, yes, we have dovetailed the topic to read the importance of agriculture to our economy in Dominica. Yes, we remember those very good old days where agriculture, the farming industry was king indeed. Alvin, Thomas, any thoughts from you as we're about to quote unquote take flight, as it were?
Well, I fully agree with what Davidson has said as it relates to farming and agriculture and food. As they say, let food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. So he's in fact correct. And when we talk about farming and all of that and agriculture, I mean, it's intertwined with the whole question of food security, and food security talks about health and welfare. So he's absolutely correct. But let me just compliment him and say congratulations. I'm really delighted and proud to see what he's doing today in the area of agriculture. And I think that speaks volume for the number of young people out there who may be wanting to or not sure. When we can hear his story, and he's going to share that story with us in a while, a little more of it, I think that in itself would be a motivation for other young persons to get involved. So congratulations, Davidson. I'm honored to
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
And I'll just sit back and listen to your story and ask one or two questions if I'm able to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Brother Timothy, I've been to your farm at least twice, 3 times, saw you in action, as it were, your hands in the soil, teaching our young students, teaching people when they come to your farm about the whole idea of farming. and the importance of agriculture to us as a people. In terms of your experience, that is where we really want to speak to you. What have you been doing? What have you been learning? What have you been teaching in terms of the trade, I call it, that you have been involved with so far?
Lofty, today's topic, I must say, it means a lot to me because it's not just me as an individual, it's me as my entire being. My mom and dad both have passed on, and then my dad was into tree crops and livestock. And we know what farming is. Farming is above and below fruits and vegetables, livestock. You have your fishing and so. And that mom was into her culinary herbs and her vegetables. So I grew up with them in that setting, and especially coming from the community of One Prosper by extension, to seeing quite a few people and how they develop the culinary herbs, the livestock. We've had village feasts. We used to have some of the best village feasts in Dominica. And I'm humble enough to say, under my leadership for the steering committee for the village council, we used to have some really good stuff in terms of livestock, tree crops, and other things, highlighting the importance of agriculture, not just as an individual or family, but as a community. And people used to come from near and far. I remember the government used to look forward to coming up at the time, coming up to spend time in One Prosper around that time to see what we had to showcase. And it's a while we haven't had that. But in terms of my entire background, in terms of farming, I have made a decision to personally continue that vision. I've moved further afield. I lived in the UK for some time. I had the privilege to work with Tesco as a store manager with Tesco in the UK. And I saw the importance that Tesco played and is continuing to play with agricultural produce. And, I was like a Mr. Fix-It to them, going around addressing several issues in that. And when I came back to Dominica, not really by choice per se at the time. My mom fell ill shortly after I spent some time with her, and she succumbed to her illness. And I just decided to stay here in Dominica this time around. I wasn't prepared, quote unquote, to be here. And then I decided to focus mainly on the farm. It was very difficult starting off, not me personally in terms of my love for the farm and starting off per se for me, but in terms of the whole idea of just trying to look at agriculture as a business. And then when I started to share certain things with people at first, and to get that perception as to what we can do differently with agriculture as a business, it's like almost like, what did you have to show for that? So it took me some time to get to where I am there right now. But all along, Lofty, as you rightly said, I shared my intention with you, and I think it's a journey. And it's nice when we can share our journey with others, and then they can look back and say, yes, I remember you said that. I remember seeing you going through these different transitions. And then you've been on my farm several times, Lofty. And then one of the things not just me, but we have developed, because not just me on the front line, I have other people that are with me 100%, and I would not mention too many names right now, but Cheryl is one of the persons there with me on the farm. And then we've been trying our best to work together in partnership, and then to try to use the farm as a point where we can share the knowledge, especially for young people, seeing that agriculture right now has not been and is not being on the forefront as it should be where our young people is concerned. So we've opened up the farm, a few sections of our areas of the farm to open up to school children. And I'm lucky you've documented that a few times with us, where we have different schools come over and they can get a chance to see how a carrot is growing. They can get a chance to harvest it themselves, and they get a chance to walk the fields, even the teachers, even some of the parents, and then right there in town. So they come to the farm, and then they can have that experience of walking around the farm and seeing how things are done, right? And then again, it's another opportunity where we can develop our farms, and not just for we locals, but also for foreigners as a business, again, where people can come to the farm and have a tour and to see how things are done. And those of us who have been abroad, and we see there's areas where you can go abroad and then go to the farm and harvest what you would like and pay for it, and just have that experience. So for me personally, to touch base on that part of it, for me, it's life. And I see agriculture continuing to play a greater role in our day-to-day living, so.
Yeah, Timothy, you're your teacher as well, right?
I teach every day. Yes, I do.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I do.
Somewhere at the back of my mind told me that this brother is a
do.
teacher as well. Yes, but as you say, I saw you teaching on your farm. So yes, that is a very good aspect of you in terms of your execution as well.
You know, our Lofty, just to add to that, our life is a teaching one, you know. Our life is supposed to be one where we are teaching each other and we are also willing to learn. So even in the field, like the way we knew agriculture being taught to most of us before, agriculture, farming is a dirty job, right? And it's like something that you don't want to really introduce to your children, and not understanding that farming again is everything, you know. So we are every day we are teaching each other. Every day we're supposed to be teaching each other, and especially where the farm is concerned. So far, I've got a few good people with me sharing their knowledge with me constantly. You understand? Our good friend, Mr. I don't want to call too many names, but you know, our partner from Mr. From Syndicate. You understand?
Yes,
right?
yes, indeed.
He's a powerful man, and even right there in One Prospect, previously we had Mr. Aaron, Randy Aaron. You know, he's passed on now, but there's quite a few people that continue to share in one way or another.
Well, I can call this brother name from Syndicate. I can call his name because we are always in touch, and this brother is always sharing his information.
That's it.
Brother Whitney Louis.
That's
this
right.
brother is always on the farm. As a matter of fact, Saturday I was supposed to visit him on his farm, but couldn't make it. And he told me
he's one of my mentors.
Yes, anytime you're ready, come up to the farm, man. Come and learn. Come and learn.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
And he has a wealth of knowledge.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so sometime we'll be trying to get Mr. Whitney Louis right here on the program as well. So Whitney Louis, stay tuned, my brother, and keep strong.
That's right.
Alvin, I'm seeing you smiling. Any question thus far?
Oh, I mean, I'm just, in awe, and I'm just in awe with what I'm hearing from Davidson. I'm really, really, really impressed. He's someone, as I said, I know many moons away. Incidentally, Anthony Drago just posted on the chat. He's so happy to see his past student.
That's right.
Drago was in JCs as well.
That's right.
But let me ask you, Davidson.
Yes, sir.
And how do you see young people gravitating towards agriculture? You said the students come on the farm and you have those programs. Do you see a trend? Because I know last year it was, if I'm not mistaken, the Ministry of Agriculture, I believe, launched what they call, I'm trying to find, I think they call it the National Association of Youth in Agriculture, as part of getting young people in that entrepreneurial mode. Where will you see young people now as it relates to agriculture? Is it something they're showing some interest in, or is it still a challenge?
To answer your question directly, Mr. Thomas, I must say there's a lot more we can do, and it's a collective responsibility. In that, right now is in not one blame to any one particular person. I think right now where we are as a people, especially in terms of creating some venues or better venues for agriculture, survival, realizing the importance of agriculture, that agriculture needs to be reintroduced to the school system for a fact, right? So the younger people need to see agriculture as a model career, a model pathway, an upcoming, or rather a remodernizing a venue of career paths, right? Where they can just see, not just see agriculture for fun, but realizing the full potential, realizing that agriculture can take them to many places, right? And agriculture can not just about them, like most of the career paths we choose. Career can also enlighten through their skills and expertise. Career can also enhance other people's lives, right? So I think from my experience, one of the things I've been doing since I've been here this time around in Dominica is I've been attending lots of business meetings, going to different forums. Recently, we had one with Fresh Market, and Fresh Market have a very good insight. I must comment and say on this platform here, I was very much impressed with Fresh Market's and Fresh Market's management team, led by our very own Matilda Dejan from One Prosper. She's the one heading on behalf of Mr. Carl Nassif, his company, Fresh Market. And then she and led by her leadership, and she and the rest of the team had farmers from different suppliers, and they came and then they really had a really good session with us, in that they offered us a hope, a better hope, of we doing our farming, and then they're willing to continue to do business and address quite a few prospects in terms of hope. So I'm hoping that we can see more business places come along like this, and young people can see that as an opportunity to tell themselves, yes, we can produce good standards, we can produce good quality, and we are doing the right thing, and there is hope right there locally. Look at the Caribbean islands, right there in the Caribbean, there's still need for agriculture as a product to be used from Dominica. Growing up, I've always heard Dominica product is one of the best. And the French countries right there, they always look forward to having products from Dominica. So in terms of the young people, I think what we need to do, we need to have a rebranding, a re-education, a reset in our mindset. That's where we need the real reset right now. We need a reset with our people, especially our young people, to get them to understand the importance of agriculture. Sometimes when I speak to different people and I share with them my passion, as I said, I'm not just a farmer, I'm a business person, I'm an entrepreneur. So I don't just see myself going to the farm. I think, Lofty, on numerous occasions, you asked me that question, Lofty, and a few people watching at the time, because we did a few lives, and then they were asking me what's my day-to-day on the farm. And I'm saying my day-to-day on the farm can be anytime, right? Because I'm an entrepreneur, right? My business is called Trendsetter Services, links to solution. And then I try to offer, I do accommodation, transportation, and food. So I can be needed in any area at any one point in time. And that's what I'm saying in terms of the creativity and the opportunity for young farmers. I think there is much more that can be done and should be done. And that's why, when you asked me to come on here, I don't know everything, but I know enough to share, to motivate somebody, to tell them it can be done, right? I started off my business in the miners, and I can safely say today, with all humility, I have got some really good customers. And as I said, it's not just me alone, but with my ideas, with my experience, with my input, collectively with the other people I work with, we are making strides, right? We are making strides to make sure that every week Dominicans and even people visiting get an option to healthy product. We force good products, healthy products, good farming practices, and anybody can come, Lofty, as you've done several times. You can come to the farm to see how we do what we do, And of course, there is still much more room for improvement, because what we are trying to do is to minimize, and to improve our farming practices. So again, the young people, if we continue to do that sensitization, that rebranding, that renewal of mindset, I think personally there is hope for us as young people and people on a whole in terms of farming in Dominica.
Wow, indeed. Yes, Brother Timothy, so far so good in terms of the information and education that you're imparting here. Folks, it is already 6:58. We're going to take a break in like 7 o'clock. That is in 2 minutes time. But Brother Timothy, after the break, as I said earlier, we want to draw from you most of your experience as a farmer, as an agriculturist, as someone in the business. You say you're an entrepreneur as well. So you touched on it earlier, but after that break, we want to ask you, give us, for example, step by step, your an ideal day on the farm. All right, so just think about that, because I know it's lots of hard work, and maybe sometimes that is what keeps young people from that kind of hard work mentality. But coming from someone like you with that kind of experience, I think it will go down very, very well indeed. So let's take that all important break now, and then Brother Timothy will sort of dig his teeth into that all important aspect of what it entails to be on the farm on a day-to-day basis. Whilst we take that break, I'm going to play this song from Brother Soul Post entitled Back to the Soil. Very apt song indeed for the conversation.
Boomba! prosperity is man's first priority. But nothing is more important than feeding the people. And it's agriculture that makes everything else possible. So how then can it be in this agricultural country? My government looks down on the farming community and places its emphasis on the tourism industry. Don't they know everything needs the soil to survive? Without it, no industry can ever thrive. So we must embrace agriculture before we promote tourism. I say everything has its place, its time and its season.
Those of you on the live feed now, thank you very much indeed for your eyes and ears each and every time.
Tourist boats will change the ports of.
We're having that all-important agricultural base as it will conversation with our brother Davidson Timothy from Maran Prosper.
To the side.
Where we're discussing the importance of agriculture to us in Dominica. And not just Dominica, but the world by extension. Folks, the numbers to call into the program later, they are scrolling across your screen at this time when we open up the lines.
I say.
Pat Aaron and Soul Post, thank you for doing this one many, many years ago. Still very, very relevant today.
Wasting millions on policies and elections, but no roads for the farmers to access their lands here in the nature island of the Caribbean. The agriculture ministry is the bedrock of misery. Today we have turned our backs on the land. The foolish man builds his house upon the sand. But there was a time when we were proud of our agricultural exports. Now we are ashamed because we black marketing our passports. But we must embrace agriculture before we promote tourism. Everything has its place, its time and its season. As the world economy continues to fall, soon the tourist boats won't come at all. Then guess what? Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the soil.
Yes, jump high, jump low. We must. Yes, go back to the soil. It's imperative.
Back to the soil.
All the hard working people in that farming / agricultural sector still on island. Thank you very, very much indeed. Folks, let's get back to the live panel at this time, 3 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you on the live feed, we always appreciate your presence. So thank you for being there as well. Remember, the telephone numbers to call into the program sometime later so that you can interact with the brother here, Brother Davidson Timothy. Timothy, read the question that I posed before that all-important break. Can you just get right into it? Thank you.
Yes. So, Lofty, you've asked me that question several times already before, especially when we are on the live view on the farm. So for me as an entrepreneur, and farming being part of my business, I don't wake up in the morning and most times I don't wake up and just go to the farm. But so my day on the farm can take different courses. So what am I saying? I do also, as part of my business, I do transportation. So depends on the request. I do airport transfers and different things. So it depends on the request. I could go to the airport first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock, making my way to pick up a passenger to take them to the airport. So, but my typical day for me, which I have done several times, waking up, going to the farm, would most likely be an early start. And that early start would be, I would first of all have a plan. What am I going to do at that time on the farm? So I would plant whatever crop I'm going to do. I'm going to plant. How am I going to handle that in terms of clearing the area, which I would have done, of course, my seedlings for that particular crop beforehand, because most of the times we do our seedlings for the trays. So you have to, the plant stands a better chance when you do your seedlings before you just come and plant it. So it has already started that growth process. So clearing the farm, preparing it, getting it ready for receiving the crop. So it depends on what needs to be done at the time. And in between, I also spend a lot of time speaking to other farmers. So it's not just about me. One of the things I have been trying to do a lot of is to try to mobilize other like-minded farmers in terms of not just me, in terms of the opportunity I see in farming, is also spending time with other farmers, trying to educate them on what we can do collectively, because I think what we need to see more of is more unity where farming is concerned. And I'm going to specialize on farming. Our planting, for example, in terms of how we plant, what we plant, we need better recording, right? And I've been stressing that to a lot of my colleagues. And if we come together, we attempt to plant a certain amount, because most likely we can't plant all at once because of our land space, because of different conditions. We cannot do every crop on a large scale as a consistent business. So what we can do collectively is choose our area of interest, and then we can say we plant in, let's say 10 crops among 20 of us or 10 of us, and we stick to, if it's too free, you do that. So I've been spending a lot of time trying to speak to my other colleagues, get them to understand the importance of seeing again farming as a business. And if we break down our areas of interest, if you're good at planting cabbages, good at planting tomatoes, you can choose a few crops we can do. So in earlier days we had recently after Maria, we had the UNDP Japanese contributing quite a few inputs with us, in Mount Prosper, for example. And I've been spending a lot of time trying to get the farmers to understand the importance again of having a farmers group. And for me, I'm thinking farmers cooperative and the strength that can be there in terms of quality, consistency, securing a market locally and internationally. So on my day-to-day don't necessarily have to be just wake up, go to the farm and just on the farm on my own doing whatever for me. I try to again bring that reconditioning or that renewal of that mindset to other farmers. And to be quite honest with you, it's a challenge, all right? I must admit. And as I said earlier in the start of my presentation, it's a collective responsibility. The Ministry of Agriculture have their fair share, / extension. The government have their fair share. We, the local people, have our fair share, because one of the things that we all can testify to, we don't have much unity. And in unity, we know what unity is. In unity, we have strength. So I personally think me being here today is not addressing any one particular person or a particular group of people, but me being here today, I really want to take the opportunity to tell us it's time we celebrate our differences and come together and realize the opportunity and seize the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. We have an opportunity to society. We have an opportunity to ourselves right now with agriculture, which is life, to really make some changes starting from now. And I'm really hoping at least I touch one person, especially from my community. I do business with a lot of people from all over Dominica. And when I deal with some people, because I sell variety, and there's some people that I don't always have everything on my farm, on my holding. And again, having that team of people to work with me and sharing my ideas with them, and they realizing that opportunity with me. So I move around the country and I provide that opportunity for farmers that said to me that if it wasn't you, I don't know what I would sell this week, right? And I go to the farm. I have my truck, we say pickup here. And then I have my pickup and I go to some farms, and I can tell you when I go to these people and I take whatever I take from them to provide that market for them, that much needed market where they can come back to their home and have a dinner. They can come back to their home and take care of a few utilities because of that one transaction I did with them for that week, And then they said to me, oh my God, God bless you. I said, receive. God bless you too, to continue. And they said to me, I'm going to reinvest it right back into the farm, right? And I'm even on my way to meet some of these people. I get inputs for them. So a day-to-day on my farm is not just about me per se going to the farm, but spending time with other farmers, trying to share with them my experiences, share with them, meeting them at their point of need, having one-to-one consultations with them. As I said, I go to different business meetings. I believe in having meetings. I believe in exchanging of ideas. I believe in where we come together, make time to come together and look at the challenges that we are facing in a realistic way, and realizing what can we do differently with whatever it is. And one of the things, I'm a motivational coach, and I learn in crisis, what do you do? Crisis and opportunity. So whenever an opportunity crisis presents itself, I always see opportunity. I think that's one thing I've learned from the Asian people: opportunity. And I see lots of opportunities here in agriculture, lots of opportunities to enhance people's lives. And with all humility, again, my day-to-day is reaching out to people in whatever facet. Sometimes I'm at home, I get calls, people feeling down, they feeling like they have no hope. And I'm saying, no, I'm like trying to listen to them, explain to them why doing that. I plant that crop, the hot weather, a lot of rain came, and people sharing their different concerns with me. When I go to their farm again, they invite me to the farm, and then I spend time with them based on what I know best, So another thing, again, I would want to say, like, so many times we look down on our own because people look at you like, what do you have for me to listen to you? And I'm saying humbly here, I have been around. Davidson Timothy have been around, and I look for opportunities to not just to make it look like I know a few things, but to share with people, to give them hope, right? To share with them, to give them hope. And I said, I listen to stuff, I research, I speak to people, I share. I believe in sharing the knowledge, sharing the experiences. And again, I love agriculture in that, where when I'm finished in doing whatever crop it is, preparing for a crop, planting a crop, it's a beauty to see the farm. Lofty, you've been on the farm several times, and then you see the beauty of how this plants grow. And one of the things that really motivates me as well, among many other things where the farm is concerned, is to see how the tree grows. The tree grows in two ways: down and up. So sometimes in our life, we feel like nothing is happening. We feel like we want to give up, but the plant is going down to come back up. So when we do see that tree went through dark moments. That tree went through testings, through hard times, through 1 meal a day, sometimes the same clothes. I mean, I'm a living testimony of that. And sometimes I wear the same pants for maybe a few days, because not like I'm dirty, but it's just that I'm busy doing stuff and I just doing what I have to do. And I trying to do what I have to do. I remember recently we had a few ministers came to my community, and then there was a time when I was trying to cultivate a particular area. And again, I was trying to see what I said earlier in terms of our coordination, in terms of our planting. And then some people I was looking out for, they said, I have nothing. I'm saying, but what is something? What is something, right? I was saying, you look at your farm, all you have is grass. I say, yes, all I have is grass. Yes, come to my farm, you'll see grass. But Lofty, you have documented your testimony of that. I don't just plant grass. The grass grows, and until the wheat grows with the crop. And again, it's a beauty to have to organize oneself and to work with other farmers to bring out the best. So I think personally, I have my day-to-day on the farm is not just, as I said earlier, is not just waking up, going to the farm. I plan, I work with a plan. I try my best to be mindful of the season, because everything is seasonal. So I try to plant. Again, I must commend Cheryl James for her efforts in working with me. And then I also have Elsa there with me, Elsa Mitchell. And I have a few other people that we work with, the people that work with us on a day-to-day basis. Vernon with us, one of our good workers. And there's other good farmers I can mention that, again, that see the vision. When I share with them, again, they take it in. And as I said, I deal with people all over the cross of the country. Saturday was market, yesterday was market day. And then I sell variety. We sell variety. When people come to our area where we sell on the market, opposite Dexter, and they get variety. They say, oh my God, one-stop shop. Yes. And we give them good product with excellent service, right? I'm very much service driven. I believe in good service. I mean, again, coming back from JC's, and nothing didn't just happen, JC's gave us that foundation where we really take the opportunity, and Mr. Thomas, they can testify to that, right? And then running the farm as a business. So when customers come to partake of on our market day, they feel the difference. They feel the warmth, they feel the love, they feel, a lot of them testify and say, yes, your product is good and it makes me feel good. Most of the customers that we serve are very health conscious. So my day-to-day, again, Lofty, it's depends on where needs be, you understand? So again, it's not just about me, it's about me sharing what I know, willing to learn what I need to learn, and looking at the bigger picture. And I'm saying today that if someone out there is listening and I need help, honestly, I need help, because there's a lot I know I can do, would like to do. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at farming as a wellness. It's not just about growing a crop, but it's also your state of mind to provide that peace, that tranquility, right? When we look at, we say Dominica is a nature island. That's what all of us was taught. And we believe that. I believe that. I believe Dominica is a nature island. And for me, I see Dominica as a wellness center. And we are so blessed to have Dominica as a wellness center. And the topic today means a lot to me, agriculture, because agriculture provides a lot of ingredients for that nature and that wellness center which we have, you know. So a day-to-day for me on the farm, Lofty, I'm just sharing with you. There's lots more I can say on my day-to-day on the farm. Somebody looking at me, don't understand me, never had a conversation with me, they might tell you something differently. But I know, as I said to you, I do a lot of planning, right? And I analyze myself, I move where it needs to be, because it's all about people. Whatever we are doing in this life is about people.
True.
Not just about ourselves. So for me, agriculture and my day-to-day on the farm is a matter of needs be. I have my boots on every vehicle that I have. I've told you that already. I have a cutlass on there. I have my headlights, and depends on needs be. I can be on the farm at any time. Depends on what needs to be done, right? And I move around. I go to different meetings. So when I go to a business meeting, I'm on the farm because that's part of my business. I'm sharing knowledge with other farmers, learning from other farmers. As I said earlier, that Fresh Market recently had a very good meeting with quite a few of their suppliers. And I was blessed and humble enough to have to be part of the audience, you know, and recognize Fresh Market's efforts, because what they're trying to do is to minimize the import bill, and to allow us as Dominican farmers the opportunity to use a lot more of our own locally grown products. And I really would like, again, anybody of interest hearing that and really care about Dominica, want to see a better Dominica, invest in the opportunity at hand, right? Invest in farmers, invest in the schools, get our forage club system back in place, get our young people, give them more hope. The banking institutions provide more hope for farmers financially, right? And realizing that farming is a big business, not just a business, but a big business, and realize the opportunities that are there in farming. So I hope I've touched a bit on what you're asking. There's lots more I can say, lovely. You know, my point, when I start, I cannot stop, but we're having a conversation. So I will allow you
indeed.
to comment on what I've said so far.
Yeah, indeed. Brother Timothy, when we from Civic Vibes, we're putting this program for today together.
Yes.
One of the things that we wanted to extract from you, it is quote unquote your testimony, your experience on the farm, and so far so good. You have been doing an excellent job in terms of bringing us in your space, as it were. And so that conversation in and out of itself, we think that it will help motivate and inspire a number of people, those who were on the farm to go back there, those who are not there to go there, and, you know, just even those who are there, just giving them that source of hope and encouragement to keep going, because as you said, it is hard work. And as I said before, that is why maybe some people, especially the younger people, have not been drawn to that kind of work because of the work involved. But as you said, it is quite satisfying, and there comes a level of satisfaction that goes into that kind of work. So my brother, I want to say thank you very much for just sharing with us your own personal story and stories right here.
Again, Lofty, I'm humbled and I say thank you, because when I'm speaking to you, I've lost my both parents to whatever reasons, whatever, life goes on. However, I think of them. Speaking to you there, I feel their energy. Yesterday on the market, I felt my both parents' energy. When on a day-to-day of mine, I feel their energy. I think of them, and I'm saying wherever they are, I know they would feel good because they showed me how to do it. You understand? So so what I'm sharing with us there today is what I've learned from my both parents, right? And they both made their meaningful contribution in agriculture, and not just in agriculture, in people. My mom, a lot of people referred to me, even when she was on her lowest day, she went to the farm. My mom was, she had a relationship issues like most of us do. And then when she felt her lowest, she went to the farm. And then even going to the farm, even while being at the farm, she was able to motivate another farmer, another person going through their own situation, even on the market. And while she sold on the market, she was a counselor to many people, right? So I'm saying the farm is not a typical thing where you just wake up, go and plant a tree and go and sell a product. And no, it's a wellness, it's a mindset, it's a positive mindset. So what we need to encourage young people with is farming is everything, and we mean everything. You understand? The way you think, the way you view life, the way you view yourself, your spirituality, connecting with nature, connecting with the Creator, the Most High. Most of us in Dominica, we believe in the Almighty, right? And then, from my personal experience, one of the ways that I get to personally feel the Almighty is through the farm. You understand? To see to feel the experience of living things transform, right? It's a beauty to sow a seed. As I said earlier, a tree is two ways. You go down and up, and that's life. So when you think you buried that seed and it's not coming back again, it shoots up, you know what I mean? And you see that sprout shooting up, and that gives you a lovely carrot, a lovely beets, a lovely whatever root crop it is, right? And even let's say a mango tree, that mango tree builds down, grows up, down, sets up itself, and then it gives you a lovely mango, and you feel like you could send a stoner climb the tree to pick that mango, and you cherish that tree because it gives you good mangoes, right? Not realizing what goes into it. So one of the things I always look at is in life is a tree goes two ways, down and up, and then in life we go down. And even while we're going up, we're still going down, our dark moments, our lonely moments. So again, agriculture provides a lot of answers to what we need today, right? In every facet of the world. So we cannot not stress enough the importance of agriculture. I think enough has not been done. I think I'm very passionate about this, Lofty, and I can be very professional too, but I think enough has not been done. The respective people responsible for their responsibility to deliver, not just to themselves, but to other people are not delivering. I think we need to stop this now and make that necessary change. We need that. Too many people are sick. Too many people are dying. Too many people, we've just had some holidays there, and I'm in the market and I'm thinking the priorities are all wrong. People are not enjoying and focusing on healthy, naturally grown products, whether through fruits, vegetables, again, livestock, fishing. People are not participating. The market on a Saturday, main market in Dominica, can be so dreaded. And you wonder, where's people? Is there people living on the island, right? On a Saturday market, right? The market is not, again, I'm saying agriculture is not just about a particular crop. You meet and greet. When people come, they haven't seen people for a long time. They come and they come and they walk the market and they see people. Oh, I haven't seen you for a long time. Nice to see you. And let's share a coconut water. Let us share a piece of sauce. Let us share whatever fruit it is. Recently, the doc was in the market visiting Dominica, and then he did a video of his journey being here, you know. And so I'm saying the market, the agriculture on a whole, it's a wellness. Dominica, we are in a wellness center, and we don't seem to understand what we have. And I really want to stress on that, where whatever we've been doing is good, but we can do better. So we have a collective responsibility to get agriculture, especially for our young people. A lot of the older farmers are fading away, right? The hucksters that we had before doing trading have faded away. We don't have the right utilities and equipment to facilitate that trading, you know, boats, airplane, to provide chilling facilities, to provide that much needed, you know, transformation and movement, and even good roads, giving good farm access. So there's a lot that can be done, and we all have a responsibility to really realize the opportunity we have and seize that opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. Lofty, I could go on and on.
I know indeed. Folks, we're going to take a break at 7:30 where we're going to open up the lines and take some of your comments and suggestions on the live feed. So in about 5 minutes time, we'll do just that. But Alvin, you too, you have been listening. You know, tell us some of what, Alvin, you think of the conversation so far.
Well, so far, Lofty, I must say the conversation is quite stimulating, and I'm reading the feed as we go along. And the folks there are really, really, really making some real positive comments on the field. So I think it is so, I mean, there are so many areas that Davidson have touched on that, you know, I would want further elaboration. But let me just say, in terms of I know agriculture is all encompassing, and you haven't even looked at livestock as or that area of it as yet, which in itself could be a complete different decision. Right. But we're going to have you back, I must say. So get ready for that. There's going to be a part 2. We need to have a part 2 because we're just merely scratching the surface right now. But as you ended a few minutes ago, you mentioned some of the missing elements: feeder road, inputs, the tools, access, credit, the banking, you know. And you mentioned earlier the fact of a farmers group or cooperative. How do you think we might be able to overcome some of that in a step by step, if I may put it this way? And then, as I said, we haven't even touched on livestock, which encompasses the whole elements of agriculture and farming. So I don't know if you want to make a few, you know, just a few comments.
Again, this is so deep. It's not funny, but I thank the Almighty for Lofty, this forum here, Mr. Thomas's forum here, where it's never too late. I believe in timing. Everything happens at the right time. And even where we are as a country, some of us have different opinions on whatever is going on. And then the Almighty knows what time to strike. He knows what time to make the necessary changes. And one of the things I've always come to realize, even for my own self, there's always a lesson to be learned. So I'm hoping that we learn the necessary lessons as we continue to move along. In regards to what you're asking, Mr. Thomas, in terms of, you know, just looking at livestock as a matter of fact. And again, I'm saying that there's so many areas where if we think of what agriculture is, which I'm saying, agriculture is a wellness. Agriculture is everything. Anything, everything. Agriculture is life. You cannot think of agriculture and be down and out and be hopeless. You cannot think of agriculture and think, well, it's just a dirty man's job or dirty person's job, right? You cannot think of agriculture and think it's an illiterate job, right? Because you cannot be an idiot and do farming. You have to plan. You have to plan the seasons. You have to be mindful of the rain and the sun. You have to be mindful of the crop you're growing. You have to be mindful of how you do what you do, your farming practices. And I'm saying that there is so much hope in farming where, as a country, we say we are nature island. We are not doing enough with agriculture on a whole. You know, we look at, for example, in our history where we had bananas. And for example, one of the things I recall, because my dad used to grow bananas. And I remember at one point in time, Britain was concerned about just a washroom, right? Just for bananas, making sure that there was a place to relieve oneself while they were on the farm. And that's just for bananas. We're talking about, let's say, vegetables now, which we are more focused on vegetables and root crops now, per se, not so much on bananas per se, or even plantains, which is the same application. And you go to most farms, people don't even have a basic washroom on their farm, right? And when you think of it, it's needed to have a basic washroom on your farm, right? So, and then that was some of the things that was being considered for bananas. So there is so much that can be done. I mean, I thank DomGap, you know, in terms of labeling, packaging. DomGap has been doing a lot of certification training with us. I must highlight them here today. And trying to reintroduce that recondition, that mindset that farmers need in terms of healthy farming practices, you know, on the farm, behind the scenes, in terms of also protecting one's health. So we've also seen a lot of farmers died through different farming practices and no fault of mine or yours on us here, but again, the farming practices that they observed, right, and have contributed a lot to their dismay. They are no longer with us, right? And again, the things that we do on a daily basis contributes to everything. So I'm saying there is a lot to talk about. There's a lot not just to talk about, to do. And if we all take that responsibility and recognize what's involved in this, we eat out, we eat in, we go to events, and one has to be more mindful of what they eat, the water that we drink, right? Now we have we see the constant heat, right? There's a heat wave going on right now, and it's not just for the plants, not just for the livestock, it's also for we as humans. So what are we doing about it? We claim to have 365 rivers. What are we doing about it, right? So Lofty, for me, again, I'm humbled by this opportunity. There's a lot I can say, want to say, even down to the service. What kind of service are we giving for good products? You know, you want to be buoy and giving people to eat lettuce. If you buoy, you can't serve me. You know what I mean? I'm sensitive like that. If you buoy, you give me bad attitude, I don't want nothing from you, right? So I'm saying that agriculture, Dominica, is wellness. So we would really need to make some necessary changes, paying respects to those trendsetters before us. However, we need to make some trendsetters changes for the next people coming after us, right? Whoever have done, we say thank you, but we need to have some upgrades. And the upgrades should start from now. Now is not too late. Everything is timing. This is the right time. So those who are listening to us near and far, however you can assist, and you say you love your people, this is the opportunity.
Service to humanity, the best work of life.
Indeed. Just before we take that break, though, Brother Timothy, let me just ask you straight up. Someone asked early in the conversation, Petra Carbon George. She's a young entrepreneur doing good things in the agricultural sector for Dominica and Dominicans overseas. Right. She asked earlier, what are some of the vegetables, plants, produce that you deal with? Because she may, want to get in contact with you.
You mean plants?
Yes. Well, what are some of the things that you produce on your farm?
You grow.
You grow, yes.
We do a lot. We specialize mainly in vegetables. So we have carrots, lettuce, tomatoes, cabbages, thyme, chive, parsley, celery, string beans. These are just to name a few of the crops that we have. But as I said earlier before, that we also work with other farmers, like-minded farmers, because every farmer's reasons and challenges are different, right? Some of us share a few similar challenges, like for example, irrigation, right? And then some people might, again, depends on the location of the farm. Some people don't have acres, so it depends on where their farm is located. They can only grow certain crops, and they don't have the necessary ways and means to trade the product. So what I do I spot the opportunity. So I go to these people and I say to them, I can assist you. How can I assist you? What are your challenges? What can I assist you? So for example, if somebody have nice dashing, good quality dashing, and they're struggling to sell it, I go to them weekly, as long as they have it. Then I take that from them and I pay them and I go and I sell it, to our much needed customers and consumers, right? So again, for me personally, as Lofty, as you know for a fact, some people looking at now and saying, but does he have a farm? Some people say, you don't look like it. I don't have to look like it. You know what I mean? I am it. I am the I am. I'm a farmer. I'm an entrepreneur. And that's what I am. You understand? I don't have to look like nothing. I take care of myself. I just had my 50th birthday. I can openly say that. A lot of people tell me, you don't look like it. You don't look like it. I don't have to look like it. I am it.
Let's take a call here before we take that break. Someone is on the line. I've been trying. Yeah, sure. Yes, caller. Good evening to you. Civic Vibes. We're talking to Mr. Davidson Timothy. Yes, good evening. Hold on, call. I think we have in some technical issues here. Let me just see if I can reconnect with you here. Hold on, caller. Yes, caller, good evening. Are you there? Caller, are you there? Good evening. All right, I think we have lost that caller for some reason. That caller was on the line. I was hearing we're hearing some of what he was saying, but I guess you guys could not hear. Caller, I apologize for not, having you through our system here, but please call us back. Okay, let's take that all important break at this time. When we come back, we're gonna focus now on our listeners/viewers in terms of the calls, the comments, and their suggestion, especially from the live feed. Yes? Let's do that break. Take that song one more time from Brother Pat Aaron and Brother Soul Poos. Back to the farm.
Boom, bye. Security is man's first priority, but nothing is more important than feeding the people, and it's agriculture that makes everything else possible. So how then can it be in this agricultural country? My government looks down on the farming community and places its emphasis on the tourism industry. Don't they know everything needs the soil to survive? Without it, no industry can ever thrive.
Yes, folks, thank you for sticking around with us. It's 25 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. Having this conversation, this agricultural-based conversation with our brother Davidson Timothy out of Mount Prespe, Dominica.
Everything has its place.
Basically telling us, giving us his testimony, as it were, as a hard-working farmer in the nature isle.
As the world economy continues to fall, tourist boats will change the ports of call. Then guess what? Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the sun.
Yes, folks, jump high, jump low. As Solpu said many years ago, we must go back to the soil indeed. Folks, the numbers to call into the program, they are 245-2396. I repeat, 245-2396 or 615-9470. Let's get back to Mr. Timothy now as we focus on some of your calls that will be coming in and your suggestions on the live feed. Alvin, do you want to take some of the comments on the live feed and punch it at Brother Timothy, please? Thank you.
Let's see. I'm trying to see, man. There's so many. One caller asked the question about composting. Is that something that you ever considered, compost, on the farm? Any comments you have on that? You're muted. You're muted. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. As part of that, Lofty, before I answer that question, I was just on the break, I was just listening to that song. Soul Post, it's amazing, the insight and the vision. And this song is so timely. We must go back to the soil. So to answer the question or to comment on the question in terms of what I do, what we do, we try our best to use a lot of natural products. So we try to, sometimes we say commercial, organic, but organic is, in my opinion, is a very commercial term. So we try to go as natural as possible. Of course, there's a lot more that can be done, should be done. So we use the feces of the pen manure from the chickens. That's one of our main form of composting. And we use the same grass. We use some of the same things that we have, the peels and so. But again, in that area, there's a lot more that can be done. Remember, we are doing commercial farming. And sometimes you're constrained as to how much you can do. As for me personally, there's a lot I see that can be done. I've done a lot of testing. For example, in terms of right now, we're having a heat spell. And I personally have already had the experience of experimenting with wood chips. You look at the forest, for example, right? So when you plant the crops, the soil literally should be covered, right? So you have very much unwanted weeds when you use the wood chips. You have that moisture that's much needed for the plants in all seasons, even on a rainy day. We have two main seasons here, rain and sun. So in terms of, just looking at the composting, and so there's a lot I personally have done, but in terms of trying to get myself and ourselves where we need to be, sometimes, again, I'm saying like, a lot of things I've shared with people. Sometimes people say, but you haven't done it yet and you're sharing it with us. I'm saying, but we can do it together, right? So what I've had to do, I've had to make some necessary changes to be able to be spotted like that, which is kind of unfair. But sometimes you have to make some decisions where you can allow people to see before they can continue to partake, which is sometimes, right? So.
Dave Bertrand wrote, getting funding from overseas now is getting difficult. We need to fund such projects ourselves. Where do you see, for example, those of us earlier on before you came on, we had Marceline Edwards that's doing
right.
expo in
Right.
the tri-state area in the US.
That's
Where
right.
do you see persons like Dominicans who want to give back and to work with persons like yourselves? We know of this summit coming up that the UWP and the ERC is organizing, and agriculture is high up on their agenda.
Right.
Well, how do you see people in the diaspora contributing to that overall thing that we need to do as far as it relates to agriculture?
Well, see, I'm happy that you asked that question, and you said Dave Bertrand asking that question, right?
Yes.
So Dave, thank you for that observation, right? So one of the things I've been saying to myself on a daily basis, you cannot give people what they don't want. So there needs to be a need, right? So yes, it's true, somebody locally or internationally want to contribute, however, whatever, but there has to be a proper survey done to make sure that that's what the person really needed. So we need to, those of us who can, we need to come together. And as I said to us, we need to individually, it's a collective responsibility where you explain to people what your needs are. We see what your needs are. We understand what your needs are, and we're going to give you what you needed. We're not going to just give you whatever, right? And we give the people what the people need to develop, to realize their potential. So something like this, you're not just going to give people money because you have money. Me personally, I don't want no money. I know what I want. What I want costs trillions of dollars because I see opportunities to create employment. I see opportunities to better the lives of people. So if anybody looking to give me money, I don't want it. Honestly, I need it, but I don't want it because I'm looking to put things in place. As I said earlier, I have my plan. I have a big head. I'm telling you straight off, I have a big head. And the plan I have costs a lot of money, but it's to better people's lives, right? To create employment, to create opportunities, because the academic people, the skilled people among us, there's a space for everybody. The fat, the slim, the religious, the non-religious, there's a place for everybody. So I'm saying, in reference to what you're asking, Dave, our research needs to be done to give people respectively what they need. And people need to know what they want. I always say to people, you need to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, I cannot help you. You need to know what you want, right? Or you need to know what you need. So in terms of the farmers, every farmer's needs are different. I have a few pointers I would like to share towards the end of my deliberation here for today. So it's going to, as I said earlier, is a collective responsibility where you just think, well, government will do this or somebody. No, you take responsibility. And those who want to contribute, I know there's always people that are willing to assist. However, they need to know and they need to rest assured that their contributions are being utilized in the right way, because everybody have to work hard for whatever they have. Whatever you would love to share, you work hard for it, and you want to know that it's been appreciated by whoever it is you share it with. You understand? So that's my take on assistance, right? You cannot just give people whatever. You have to do a proper survey. A proper survey should be done to see what the needs are. That's why I said earlier, in terms of our production, our interests, whether it's livestock, tree crops, or culinary herbs, vegetables, whatever, we need to see our interests. You cannot have an interest in everything, right? You need to specialize your interests, and based on your interests, you get a respective need that you have. Some people need education, some people need sensitization, everybody's needs are different. Some people need a reconditioning of their mindset. They have all the answers. Somebody asked about composting earlier. Again, look at Dominica after Hurricane Maria. We talked about deforestation and afforestation and planting trees. We saw a few dramatic situations, but nature replenishes itself, right? And that's why I've said, since Maria, I have made observation and I'm saying, but it's not organic for me, it's natural, right? Nature has a way. Dominica is Nature Island. We look around us and it's all green and nice. Thanks be to the Almighty, right? We didn't have to do much to get it all green and nice on our own. Nature replenishes itself.
Yeah,
pardon?
true. Eli, yes, thank you very much for that answer, brother. Eli Newton is asking a very poignant question there of you. The person asked, please ask Mr. Timothy, that is Eli Newton, on how the Ministry of Agriculture has helped him on his journey through the programs, particularly through the extension services.
Again, as I said earlier, whoever has done whatever, I personally say thank you, whether to me directly or to anybody, we say thank you. However, the Ministry of Agriculture has a responsibility as a Ministry of Agriculture. Through the extension, we have a good extension team, but they are limited in their resources. For example, what am I saying? I'm saying an officer comes to your field, he doesn't have a vehicle. An officer comes to your field on a rainy day, he doesn't have a boots. An officer comes to your field, you're going through some challenges where you have a transportation issue and he cannot assist you with moving your products because the road is too bad. So he doesn't even have a four-wheel drive to assist you. An extension comes to your field and you're having some bacteria issue. And one of the things that we drive on our farm is last resort is chemicals. So the extension officer comes, he cannot take a sample of it and go and test it and come right back or shortly and tells you, hey, look this, look that, this I think of what I think you can do, should do. We've had that before and we haven't seen much of that in recent times. So it's not a matter of, as I said earlier, it's looking at any one particular organization, in this case, the Ministry of Agriculture, and looking to kind of like blame them per se. But I'm saying the time has come. My friend, watch my face. The time has come. There's more that can be done, should be done. Everybody need to have to shake themselves up and have a collective responsibility and deliver. If you know you cannot deliver, step aside, right? We need to have people willing to do what needs to be done. The farmers need to shake themselves up. It's not time to collect chicken feed right now. It's not about chicken feed. We're talking about business. We're talking about getting our young people. And even we, the older farmers on the field, we are fading out. We are really fading out, right? I come to realize that at my age now. So our time is limited. So we have to get security.
Who is the we that fading out you're talking about now?
We,
who is it we?
Once you reach 50, you're stepping down, you know, my brother.
You just, yeah, my brother. Let Alvin talk about that.
But once you reach 50.
No. Don't go to Lofty. You get into trouble.
You know, right, and then whatever you've done, whatever one has done up until 50 will sustain you for a little bit longer. But what I'm saying is, at that age we are now, whatever we are doing and willing to do and continue to do, we have to be mindful of what we eat, what we drink, our lifestyle, our daily lifestyle. And we need the young people to understand what we've been doing to help us in our older age. You understand? So I'm saying...
Yeah, sorry. One of the questions I want to punch at you before I get back to Alvin. Many people, example in Dominica, these people are health conscious people, and health is always, there always comes a point where it speaks to what you eat, what you digest. How is it that, what are you guys doing? What are you in particular doing on your farm? For example, Brother Timothy, as it pertains to that aspect of producing healthy enough stuff so that the people who are concerned about the health will sort of, have that, they'll be contented enough to buy your stuff and knowing fully well that that will help or aid in their whole health consciousness.
Lofty, I'm smiling like this as you're speaking and asking the question, because I'm saying, this is me. I am. I am the I am. So as sinful as I am, and I say openly there, as sinful as I am, I believe in the Creator. And every day I continue to feel the Almighty's presence in my life, where the things I do, my state of mind in terms of what I do on a day-to-day basis, where farming is concerned, and the wellness of people. As I said to you, most of the customers we serve with humility. We want to say thank you to all our many customers that we supply our stuff to, and even those who we source things out, right? And we continue to be guided by the Holy Spirit to make sure we make these right decisions to maintain, as you said earlier, we have a very high list of health conscious consumers. I can testify to that. A lot of customers, when they first started buying from us, they took their stuff and they went and they tested. And they came back and gave the report. And they said, oh my God, tested. However, they tested it, right? To see the authenticity and the quality of the product, right? I'm talking about our agricultural produce. And they came back after a few weeks and said, your produce is, some people said, if I don't buy it from you, I don't want from nobody else. And I'm saying, it's not just about me. I'm saying from day one, I've been saying to, and I'm still saying to a lot of my colleagues, if we observe good farming practices, it's not about because we eat out, we eat in, we go to events, and we never know what we're eating.
Yeah, most of the time we don't know. So to be now more direct, what are some of these practices now that Davidson Timothy practices on his farm so that to ensure that kind of output?
Right.
You touched on the manual aspect of it. Are there any other?
Right. So chemical use, we are zero chemical use, right?
Mm-hmm.
But their time depends on what the situation is, based on research, based on extension support. And that's where we got a lot of extension support with that, where we get the guidance on certain things that we can use to curb certain infest, so if it's flyworms, if it's whatever it is, we consult with extension. I can mention my chief extension here, Mr. Brent Sims. I'm calling your name, sir, because you are a solid man, and we have his full support, and he comes to visit our farm, and then he assists us with proper technical knowledge and guidance. And when we go to the different agri-processing areas and again seek the indulgence, and then to get the necessary inputs that we need to curb it, because remember, we're doing commercial farming, right? So however, we don't just do what we want, wake up and just treat things, whatever, use whatever. We try to do is a collective effort. We try to work with other people that in the area of interest. And that's why I'm saying the Ministry of Agriculture, we need to step it up where they can do more for us, with us, being mindful of our health.
Yes, indeed. Alvin, any more thoughts from you from the live feed, brother? Thank you very much, Timothy.
We had Gerald Vital says, Sir Timothy. He referred to you as Sir Timothy. Yeah. Sir Timothy,
I'm humbled.
What do you think of agricultural production and zoning, targeting areas and terrains best suitable for specific crops to minimize pest, disease, and loss, thereby increasing production for the commercial and / industrial market?
This is a brilliant question. I mean, this is just getting heated up. After we're going to 10, I can go to 10, Because what I'm saying is, I'm happy that person have that observation, and they turn it into a question, and to hear my point of view on it, because that's what I'm saying. Like, for example, Mont Prosper is known for culinary herbs. Fact, right? They say Bells is known for root crop dashing. Fact. Now, what I'm saying is, as a Ministry of Agriculture, you look at what grows where. And I know we've come to that stage where, because we had that decline in the banana industry. So you have people from Bells, Marigot, planting carrots, Vickers, Penville, climbing, planting whatever. And then they come back to us and Mont Prosper and said, mine didn't make it now because, how are you doing it now? Because that's our specialty, right? So I'm saying, same thing like on the farm, in any particular village, and in that case, in my village, Mont Prosper, I've also said to farmers that if you choose your area of interest and you specialize in that, you will get the best. You will get the returns you're looking for. Same thing like any village. There are villages that are known for certain things. For example, Jodel, flowers. We need flower arrangements. We go to different gatherings, whether it's church gathering, whatever denomination. We go to funerals. We go to weddings. We see the importance of flowers, right? Right there in our home. Some of us have our bouquets at our home, our flower pots at our home, right? So in every area of farming on a whole, as I said earlier, farming is wellness, right? Farming is wellness, right? So we specialize, and we need guidance to make sure that you stick to what you do. You understand? We help people to stick. Your village is known for that. As I said earlier, with all humility, I had a team of people with me, but under my leadership, with the steering committee for the village council, we had some of the best village feasts in Mont Prosper, and people were recognized for the efforts. People used to live their best livestock, their best carrots, their best beets, and we went ahead, thanks for, at the time, Breeze's Matt, Jerry Brisbane, and a few other people, E.H. Charles. They used to give meaningful gifts to the people. So when we come and then somebody has won the prize for best livestock, we give them something, a cow chain, we give them something meaningful to help them to continue, right, to show appreciation. So I'm saying, back to the question the person is asking, every area has their strengths, and we need specialist people for the Ministry of Agriculture to recognize that and support people where needs be. Because again, I'm saying, whoever has done whatever, is no blame. I'm not here to blame no one person. I am bold enough to tell anybody what I need to tell them in their face. Nobody controls my life. However, I will tell you the truth, right? I am not here looking for shirt and pants. I am here to, based on my personal experiences, to share with anyone interested what can we do individually, collectively, to better ourselves in Dominica, to see the opportunity for farmers, for young farmers, as a business in Dominica. This is my intention.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
I have another one I want to bring in quickly.
Yes.
to add a question to it. It's from Whitney Choice Sport. Did I say that correctly? WINSTY Choice Sport. My brother W.E. Flavors, I guess that's the name of the business, will certainly work with your team as we seek to keep our traditional values of the use of our herbs, spices, oils, and flour alive. So this person is saying they would like to connect with you. And having said that, let me ask another question on herbs. We know of the spearmint, the cimecotois, the basilic, and you could go on and on and on. And that's what I heard for sometimes up here in the US.
You know, Mr. Thomas, before you go further, I remember Blows, right?
Yes.
Blows Rasta, Blows, Buffet State. This man used to come to Mount Prosper. I remember a young lad growing up, and this guy comes and he walks to every farmer. He have his big bag and bags, and he collects all kinds of herbs, and he goes back and organizes bush teas and whatever. Yes. And we've come to the stage now, that's what I'm saying to you, is a wellness. I can't stress the fact that it's a wellness, right? We drink these different artificial teas that they package in different things. We don't know what we're drinking. We had these things growing in large numbers, peppermint, your spearmint, your basilic, you name it. And as it is right now, there's very few people specializing in these herbal teas, which are much needed. We drink, for example, chamomile tea, and it says it calm your nerves. We have the potential to really make Dominica a wellness center in every essence of the word. Nothing more than having a nice, I live in England for a long time. The Queen, she loved the tea, and I was known the Queen loved the tea. And everywhere around the world you go, people partake of whatever, right? Even the herbs they call the ganja. The ganja is very good, right? And so that's another industry.
You can't beat a good, nice hot cup of basilic tea. You can't beat that.
This is just all these areas we're bringing up, all those concerns that our viewers are bringing up. You just getting me heated up, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I am ready.
A young lady from the Mount Prosper area, she has been commenting there for the entire night since you started. Laini Litham, she says here, one of her comments, if farming is not given a second chance in a few years, Dominicans import will reach its 100% mark. We will be importing everything when our soil can grow everything. Your comment, brother?
Totally agree, because again, as I said earlier, I do a lot of consulting. I'm a motivational coach as well, and I recently attended quite a few of us from Mount Prosper had the privilege to join Fresh Market's audience. And again, I'm saying to Fresh Market boldly, I told them at the time, because what I'm trying not to do is to try and speak too much, but sometimes I cannot not speak. Right? So when I go to these meetings, I try to keep quiet, and somebody always spots me, and somebody always pricks me and says something where I have to give some feedback. And I gave them the feedback. And I'm saying again, people like Fresh Market, their organization like Fresh Market, through obviously Carl's Nassif, his money doing his thing, through our own managing for him, Mathilde Dejean. I just want to say again, thank you to them, because they had an audience with us, and then they stressed the fact of they're trying to import and not import, they're trying to sell local stuff instead of having to import stuff that they sell to we local people, right?
So just to chime in here, Brother Timothy, some of what we have been hearing outside there as allegations in that Fresh Market in particular, they are basically importing a whole lot of stuff and bypassing our local farmer / produce here. Based on what you heard from the grapevine, that is not necessarily true.
So again, as I said earlier, even me, and I think somebody asked a question, and I commented a little bit on this. And when you even asked me, Lofty, what's the day like in my life on the farm? And this has been a question that a lot of people has been trying to ascertain of me, not from me, right? Mm-hmm. And they're trying to get it around other sources rather than me, right? So it's a question that always keep popping up. So what I'm saying is, Fresh Market, they had to start somewhere. So they've started, they realized that yes, the potential is there. And with humility, they've realized that, hey, let us see what we can do with our local farmers. And I'm saying the opportunity is here. Yes, they did whatever they did. I'm not sure what they did whatever. But I can tell you from my personal testimony with my presence they are trying their best to see they can consume and produce and supply as many local products as possible to sell to our local consumers. And they've taken a very good initiative. They put a core team in place and they're managing this properly. So however they started, they've realized, and that's why I said to you earlier, as sinful as I am, I say so. Right? I'm looking to do the right things, right? Because in the Almighty I trust. So Fresh Market, whatever they've done, if they've done anything inappropriate where importation is concerned and whatever, they're trying their best.
They're trying to redeem themselves. They're trying to redeem themselves.
Yes, they've given us the opportunity as producers, as farmers, to tell us, hey, these are the things that they give us a pick list. They give us the things that sells a lot. They give us the import list, and then they give us a task to go out there and get it done. So what we need to do is to come together individually, collectively, and say, hey, this is what I can do. And just do it, maintain, because it's a business relation. So make sure you have quality, consistency, good product. And that's why you said earlier, somebody asking, what can we give? It's not just about give you whatever. What do you need? It's not about giving people whatever. What do you need? We come to your farm, we see how can we help you, right? You give people what they need to produce. People have to make up their mind to realize this is a business opportunity and do what you have to do. Right? And whichever time of day, whether it's early start of the day, middle of the day, later in the day, do what you have to do. Do what is expected of you, and not looking for handouts. So,
brother,
yes, sir.
Brother, it's already 8 o'clock, so we have to wind down in just a while. But Alvin, punch one more question, and then I'll just punch one
up. You want to wind me down?
The same farmer, Nadia Lini Lefam.
Lini Letham, Timothy, she said you know her as the name of Nadia.
That's Nadia. Right. That's right.
She said, listen to what she said there.
She's solid. She's solid.
Dave is saying, they said not one farmer is producing herbs for tea, and they emphasize that. That's what Fresh Market, I guess, is saying. Farmers are not producing herbs for tea.
That's a fact.
And they want those herbs.
They said that, yes.
Reiterate what Davidson is saying.
Yep. As I said earlier, I mean, I am young school, but I'm also old enough where I've had a good exposure thus far in this life. And I make reference to Blues. Blues went around. Blues came to Mount Prosper, moving around and looking for herbs. And then as part of our nutrition, he made sure that he provided those herbs available from we the farmers. And you move around Mount Prosper now, where we were known for a lot of herbs, it's not the same anymore. Some farmers don't make it a priority.
It can be done as we speak today.
It can be done. So that's what I'm saying. This conversation there today, Lofty, is an opportunity for anybody listening to me, looking at me. We can. Together we can. You come up with your ideas, ready and willing. I think we can. This is a time when we have to look at our country.
But in winding down, you said you had a few areas you wanted to...
Yes. I made a few pointers, actually. What other ways to create wealth through agriculturepreneurship, right? And there's a lot I can contribute, would like to contribute, but there's a few things I want us to think about as we leave today. So we need to rethink agriculture. First of all, we need to have a renewed mindset, right? I believe we need to have that reconditioning of our mind. Invest in building local processing facilities. So our processing, there's opportunities. There's so many opportunities.
Brother Timothy, you can list those, but as Alvin said a while ago, our request of you, can you give us the commitment that you'll come back to explain sometime in the future? Because it will take some time to go through them, I can tell you that.
Yes, I can. I would like to, Lofty.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would like
to. Run through it and then we'll wind down in a while.
Over them and then, yes. Just list them and then we can always elaborate on another program, part 2.
Okay, so.
Go ahead.
So just to repeat where I started, I am willing to come back to share whatever I know. I just said to you, I'm working with people on a daily basis. So I'm willing to
go through that list that you were going. Rethink agriculture, reinvest in processing. What's the next one?
Right. So I just want to reiterate the topic. So what are the ways to create wealth through it? Because we have to learn to understand what we are doing there. We can create a wealth from it because it's been portrayed as it's not economical. It is economical. So rethink agriculture, number 1. Invest in building local processing facilities. There is a need to expand domestic food production, increase the standard of finished products, and raise the appeal of locally processed food. So we need to raise the standards of that. generous investment in rural infrastructure. So we need to have more general investment in rural infrastructures. Lending quantity opportunities for commercial banks and micro investment institutions must be improved upon. So these are just some of the things that we can do. There must be diversification from trading to developing value chains again. Research must be to put in place a core of people willing to work with farmers. So we need a good core of people. Launch a strategy global campaign to reposition agriculture in Dominica. So these are just some of the things I can highlight thus far, plus more. I don't want to take too much time because I realize we're winding down. And then I'm heated up now, but we are winding down. And these are just some of the things that comes to mind.
We are basically out of time. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Alvin, your final comments, and I'm going to go to Brother Timothy for his final comments, and then we'll bring it to a wrap in just a bit.
Well, first of all, let me say, and I'm sure I'm saying that on behalf of the several persons who are still with us on the live, thank you for a well-delivered presentation this afternoon. I think you were firing on all cylinders. You were on a 16-cylinder, firing on everyone. And as you said, you're fired up now. The car is ready.
Fired up. Yeah, I am fired up.
But yes, you really did justice to the conversation. I think it's an area that is really worth looking into. The way you have presented it and the way you have explained it. I think definitely we're going to have to bring you back. I think what I would, when we talk to our team who puts the program together, I would really like for you to come back as we move into that summit that is coming up very shortly. So just stand by. We'll be calling on you again, but let me thank you and let me congratulate you for the work you're doing in your area and wish you all the best, you and your team, and to say Godspeed. And it was really a pleasure listening to you this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
All right, indeed. Thank you, Alvin Thomas, for your closing comments here. Brother Timothy, again, as Alvin echoed, thank you very much for you coming on. The live feed is still buzzing. Persons have enjoyed the conversation with you. You pledged to come back on. So I know your man. You always hold true to your commitment. And so in the not too distant future, we'll be having you back. But your closing of final comments, sir.
Roughly, for me, one of the things my daughter always said to me, that if you love me, you will not leave me, right? So I said, I'm not leaving you. I'm just asking excuse. So before I ask excuse from this gathering there, this audience here tonight, I just want to thank you, Lofty, for your team, you and your team. You were the one who approached me. And then again, we have a relation. I always believe in having relations and building good relations. And then, of course, you'll get money. So a lot of time people want money, but they don't want to have no relation. So I believe in relation. And then you will build on good relation, and then you'll have money. So you and I, Lofty, we've been on a journey thus far. I have been in dialogue with you. You've seen me in action. You've seen, we're partaking of each other's, resources, however. And we're on a mission together for Dominica, for our people. And having the opportunity here today, I am humbled by that. And I'm saying that I don't know everything. The people looking at me and they might say they think they know my story better than me. I know my story. And the little that I know, I'm willing to share it. And I'm saying that we've come to a time now in our history where we individually, collectively have to make a difference. Whatever is happening is not working. So we have to realize what we have to seize the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. Agriculture is everything. Agriculture is everything. You just choose your area of interest and realize the potential in agriculture. We need to get agriculture back to its rightful place in our society. And every one of us has a responsibility. So the people listening to us today, again, I'm fired up, but I sometimes you have to end on how it is. It is what it is. So I want to say again, thank you to the many audience who have been listening and being part of our audience today. Thank you for Civic Vibes. Civic Vibes is a program, as far as I'm aware, highlighting we, the people of Dominica, to the team of Civic Vibes. I say thank you to the many people who can't get that privilege just yet. There's lots of people doing lots of good things. I've been around to different meetings, and there's lots of good Dominicans doing lots of different things, and they need help. They need help. There's lots of young people I know for sure that are doing great things. And I want to say, I've met quite a few of you. I want to encourage you. The best is yet to come. right? The best is yet to come. Again, I want to commend the UWDP team for putting the summit together. I think it's very timely. I believe in timing. This summit is timely. I wish I could be part of that audience, but it is what it is, right? But it's very timely. So the many people that will be sharing, however, whatever, again, it's timely. We welcome you to Dominica. We welcome you among us. And then again, I'm really hoping that we Dominicans, especially we the young people, seize the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. Lofty, again, I say thank you. Thank you to you, brother.
Just before you go, can you just give your contact number or contact information, just in case some persons out there may want to get in contact?
Okay. My name, Davidson Timothy. My telephone number is 276-0779. My email address is davidsontimothy@hotmail.com. I'm from Mount Prosper, but at the moment I live in Coptal. So I'm still in the Rosa Valley.
Indeed.
And what is the name of your business you operate?
Trend Setter Services.
TREND.
And there's a story behind it.
When you come back next time, you'll give us that story. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome, bro. Thanks much. Yeah,
all right,
thank
indeed.
you very much, Lofty.
Thank you.
Black marketing our passport, but we must embrace agriculture before we promote tourism. Everything has its place, its time and its season.
All right, Dominicans, those of you who are here abroad listening and watching this conversation. So we went a little above 10 minutes, but you know how it is. A well-informative program, 10 minutes we can spare. Thank you very much for your eyes and ears each and every time. And that is where we must bring down the curtains on things here.
Back to the soil.
Yes, indeed. Soulpoo said we must go back to the soil. Let me thank first and foremost Sister Marceline Edwards for making the first segment what it was. And secondly, Brother Davidson Timothy for basically making the second segment what it was as well in terms of that agricultural/farming conversation and the importance of it to Dominica's economy that we just had a while ago. That is how we do it on Civic Vibes each and every Sunday.
The crops are spoiling.
What I can tell you straight off the bat, next week Sunday, that program Civic Vibes will not, I repeat, not be aired.
Beggars.
But Alvin, Thomas, and some other people, they are going on a special mission.
And the farmer was the...
And so, yes, we will postpone next week's program to the following Sunday.
Once the agriculture...
Please be guided accordingly. But all in all, thank you very much, Brother Timothy and Marceline Edwards and the team of Civic Vibes and you guys out there for each and every Sunday for making the program what it is.
Crashing down.
Whatever is left of your evening, Dominica, thank you very much. Please, please, we beg of you. Whatever you do,
promote tourism.
Whatever you do, yes, please don't overdo. See you when next time we meet here. Not next week, but the following week.
As the world economy continues to fall, so the tourist boats won't come at all. Then guess what? Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the soil. Jump high, jump